I'm Chey, and welcome to my 2023 wrap-up video. So here we are at the end of 2023. What do you mean it's already February 2024? What the fuck? Ready? Rolling. This is going to be my 2023 goals wrap-up video, 2024 goals introduction video. I like to do these as a retrospective of my year. I'm also just trying to get through filming all these wrap-ups because I've been procrastinating on filming them for no good reason I can think of as an excuse. And so I'm just wham-bamming them right after the other. So if you see this layout of my concert wrap-up video and you're like, Chey, did you film this one right after the other? Mind your business. If you're looking for my concert wrap-up of 2023, that is a separate video, which either is up before this video or will be up after this video. Keep your eyes peeled for it, and whenever it is up, I will link it down below and in the cards up above. I just saw so many shows and had so many things to say that I was like, it needs to be its own video. Likewise, for my music goals, for my album wrap-up, that will be its own separate video. I will be referencing some music goals in this video just to tell you about them and to recap them, but for an overall in-depth review of my music goals for 2023 and my album wrap-up, that will be its own video later. And before we dive into the goals, I just want to give a little bit of an explanation in case you didn't see my introduction to 2023 goals video at the beginning of last year. I do my goals a little bit differently. While I do set just standard goals like run 5 miles, I like to do a majority of my goals a different way. The way that I set a lot of my goals is a best me versus a worst me kind of way. A lot of times when we're setting goals, especially at the beginning of a new year, we often set super high standards, super high expectations for ourselves. And then when we don't reach them, we end up being dissuaded, disappointed, you know, almost giving up sometimes on even reaching the goals or doing more in the future. And this is a method to kind of combat that. Because a lot of times, while you may not reach the absolute best of the goal you're trying to accomplish, you're also gonna do better than you think you were doing. You're gonna land somewhere in the middle a lot of times. And this way of structuring goals is really just trying to capitalize on that, to show you that you can do and you are doing a lot better than you probably think you are. Let's say your goal is to run 5 miles. That's your absolute best you. You're gonna want to be able to run 5 miles. Well, for your worst you want to pick something that is realistic for you to still be able to do, the bare minimum that you would want to be able to do. So, worst me, be able to run a half mile. Best me, be able to run 5 miles. You're probably gonna land somewhere in the middle. You may blow past the best you, and that's great. But that way, if you still land in the middle, you can look back in retrospect at the worst and be like, I still did better than the worst I could possibly do. This method obviously does not work for everyone. Some people need to have strict standards, and that's fine. But I find this really helps me, especially put things in perspective, because I can be really hard on myself as a perfectionist, being like, well, I didn't hit 150 books like I wanted to read. But then when I look back, I'm like, Chey, you still read, you know, like 90 books. Like, that's crazy. That's awesome. So this helps to put that all in perspective. The structure of this video, I'm just going to be going through my list of 2023 goals, talking a little bit about them, and then telling you whether or not I accomplished them. Then at the end of the video, I'll introduce some of my new goals for the year 2024. I had quite a few goals in 2023, but I tried to keep it realistic, which is hard for Chey to say. I like to be impossible. One of my key goals was to read 75 books. I thought that was pretty doable, mainly because I had a bunch of manga. I'm looking up at my manga shelf right now. I had a bunch of manga that I wanted to read, and I knew I could breeze through those real fast and make up a bulk of the 75. So read 75 books was my best me, versus my worst me was read only 10. Did I accomplish this? Yes. I read 90 books. Blew past my read 75 books best me. So I'm very happy about that. I read a lot of good books this past year. Made a lot of fun videos about them. Discovered a lot of new favorite authors and favorite texts in general, and also read some really, really great nonfiction. So yeah, absolutely demolished that goal. Some other reading goals encompassed within the 75. I wanted to read 2 poetry books. I did not end up doing this. I only read one. It was American Sunrise by Joy Harjo, and I absolutely loved it. I need to get a physical copy soon. Read 3 classics. I did that. I read a lot of classics in 2023, actually. Most of them were Vonnegut, but I read some Hemingway as well, and I reread The Three Musketeers. Had a great time. I'm loving rereading classics. Read 3 on a subject I'd never read. I don't think I ended up doing that. I'd say that I ended up reading 1 or 2 that I didn't think that I would pick up, but I don't know if, like, my whole emphasis with that goal was to try and pick up 3 nonfiction on something that I think that I would never pick up on my own, just, you know, for the sake of expanding my curiosity, and for the sake of expanding my knowledge. I didn't really do that. But I did pick up a lot more books this past year that I didn't think that I would pick up. So while not actually doing the goal itself, I did embody more of the spirit of it. Best me, be able to do 15 good push-ups, versus worst me, be able to do none. This is a prime example of being able to land in the middle with a happy medium. I can't do 15 good push-ups. I could do 15, but they're not good. I can do, I'd say 10 good push-ups, and I'm happy with that. Best me, travel back to DC or New York City, versus worst me, go nowhere. So I had a lot of stuff happen that took up a lot of my income this year, a lot of personal family things that happened. So I didn't get to travel as much as I want, but I did travel a lot of new places for concerts, which I talk about in my concert wrap-up. I went to a lot of new venues I've never been to before, discovered a lot of new places in Nashville. So while I didn't go back to DC or NYC or really travel out of state, I'm still gonna count this as a happy medium, because while I didn't really travel anywhere kinda new, like I've been to Nashville before, I went to so many new places in Nashville and discovered so many cool new venues and fun things that I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it as a happy medium. Best me, travel out of the US versus worst me, travel nowhere. Again, I'm just gonna count the finding new places as a happy medium. But this year might change. We'll get to that later. Best me, write 100k words versus worst me, write 1 to 5k. I love writing. Writing is my biggest hobby. It's my biggest pastime besides anything related to music or YouTube. I write all the time. So best me was write 100k words. Did I accomplish this? I have a document on my computer where I try to consistently post all of my writing that I have done in one giant document for that year called whatever year master doc. So every word that I write, not text and stuff like that, I mean anything related to creative writing. Anything that I do creative writing wise, drafting, editing, bullet pointing, and especially actually writing for that year goes into that master doc. And my best me goal was to write 100k words. Well, here is the current total of my 2023 master doc. Over 470,000 words, and I know that there is more that I missed that I had not put in the master doc because I'm pretty bad at updating it. I'd say honestly it's probably around more 475,000, but I cannot confirm, so I'm just gonna be honest and show you that this is the total right now. Yeah, I definitely blew that out of the water. Best me, get first tattoo, versus worst me, none. Yeah, I did that. I freaking did that, baby, and I crushed it. I didn't end up getting the tattoo that I thought I was going to end up getting for my first tattoo. This is the best first tattoo I could have ever gotten, though. And it happened in the most fun, unexpected way. A girl that I went to high school with briefly has become a tattoo artist, and I found her on social media, and I loved her work. I loved her style. And I just got back in touch with her, and we ended up working something out. She was so happy to give me my first tattoo. She absolutely crushed the design. I vlogged the process. It's part of the Beartooth release vlog, because if you didn't know, this is a Beartooth plus Unis Honest related tattoo. It has the lyrics from one of my favorite songs on the new album, I Was Alive. And it also has a very, very deep personal meaning for me, which I will not get into in this video. That would take too long. And I've rehashed it over and over and over. But it was a really special tattoo to me, and especially being my first tattoo. And I sent her a sketch, like a general sketch of what I wanted it to be, my idea for it. And originally I was going to get the lyrics from What's Killing You. I was going to get Time Won't Wait on the top. I'll post my original terrible sketch here. I am not an artist, okay? And then literally the day before my tattoo appointment, I had a dream that I got the tattoo, but instead of Time Won't Wait, I Didn't Just Live. And I woke up and I was like, that's it. That's so much better. And so I messaged her and I was like, hey, can I change the writing on it? And she was like, yeah, we can do that. I had not seen the design that she had rendered from my sketch in her own style until I got to the shop that day. Literally the first time seeing it. I just trusted her. I was like, yeah, I trust you. And I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. It was such a fun time, and I can't wait to go back to get more. Best me, see 10 shows. Versus worst me, see none. Again, that's going to be its whole entire video, but I'm just going to tell you, I saw 12. I saw 12 shows, so I crushed that. Best me, see 20 new movies, versus worst me, see 2 movies. I like watching movies. The problem is like my attention span and my energy just don't allow me to sit for long periods of time without doing something else productive while I'm watching said movie. But I do enjoy watching movies. Did I accomplish this one? Yes. I saw 33 movies in 2023, which is down from 2022 because I think I saw over 50. But I also worked a lot more this year in 2023. I got a lot more gigs, so I didn't have quite as much time. Plus, I've been doing this. But I'm happy with that. And the biggest goal, which I'm going to delve more into in another video, like I said, was listen to 300 albums versus like 50. And I did it. I hit 300. I don't want to talk about it much more than that. There's a whole movie coming about it, so... Best me, move out. Worst me, staying in the same place. Does this look like my parents' bedroom? My parents' bedroom. Does this look like my childhood bedroom in my parents' house? It's not. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that it's not. This is my house. So, yeah, accomplished. I still go back and stay with them a lot, like on weekends and stuff, because they need my help around the house and doing stuff and taking care of stuff at home, but like mainly I am here most of the time now. And now we're gonna get into some of the goals that are just more strict, general, run-of-the-mill, they are what they are goals, not best me versus worst me. 100 YouTube videos this year, as in reach 100 total, not like publish, 100 in 2023. I did that. I hit over 100 videos posted, which is so exciting. I'm loving doing this. I'm loving making videos. Reread the Jorg books and annotate. I didn't finish doing that. I'm still on the first book. I'm still annotating and rereading Prince of Thorns, so I didn't accomplish that, but that's fine. Complete 2 manga collections. I don't think that I completed Trigun last year. I can't remember when I completed Trigun. I know I completed collecting Dorohedoro though, so I collected 1. I'm not gonna say that I collected 2 though, because I'm not entirely sure, so I'm gonna say half completed goal. Finish another video game. No. I spent most of my leisure time last year listening to music, doing YouTube videos, or going to shows. I didn't really play a lot of video games last year, so no, I didn't do that. Plus, I got really into games that you don't really complete. Like, I got really into Stardew Valley. That's not a game that you really finish. You can reach certain levels of kind of completion in it, but it's just an ongoing game, so I didn't really have any games that I was playing that I could finish. Declutter, sell, use another 50 items. I'm a maximalist. I don't know if you could tell, but I've realized that I am gonna have a life full of experiences. I have a lot of life ahead of me, a lot of things that I'm probably gonna get, so I want to make room for that stuff. Also, as I'm getting older, I realized, you know, I am growing out of stuff, or like stuff is not as usable as it used to be. Like CDs that are scratched to the brim and cannot be used, stuff like that. Things that are broken, just general decluttering. I need, with my ADHD, because I forget about stuff if it's not in my sight constantly, I need to be more on top of my decluttering or selling or just giving away of stuff. And I did that. I decluttered over 50 items. Most of it, a lot of music and books and broken things, or things that are just past their using. So I'm happy about that. Good job, me. That's really hard to do because I am such a hoarder. Finish Bob Seger discography. I did not do that. The Noah album still eludes me because there's one person on Discogs trying to sell it for 70 bucks, and I'm like, that is the only one I lack, though. That's the only Bob Seger vinyl that I lack. It's a Mystery is not on vinyl, so I can't collect it on vinyl. But Noah is the only album that I don't have on vinyl, and it's driving me crazy. No, Noah. Finish Supernatural, the rewatch. I want to rewatch Supernatural, just to see what I think of it now that I'm older, because I was a big SPN girly, big Hunter girly, and I have not. Like I said, most of my leisure time was music, YouTube, and concerts last year. I didn't really have much time to rewatch stuff. Read all of Trigun and Dorohedoro. I made a lot more progress, but I did not finish reading both of them. Listen to 1,000 new artists. I think I ended up listening to like a couple hundred, but not 1,000. I was really shooting for the moon there, girly. Start learning Japanese. I did start studying Japanese. Get back to 4,000 photos on my phone. Speaking of being a hoarder, I mostly hoard photos on my phone, and it's a problem. I can get back to 4,000. I'm up to 10,000 now. So that's all of the 2023 goals. I think I did pretty well. I accomplished a lot of the main ones that I wanted to focus on. And the ones that I didn't do are ones that are able to roll over. They're not a big deal. I don't think there were any that I absolutely bombed on except for the Jorg books, but like that's no rush. That's just a fun thing to do in my free time. Plus, I was focused on reading newer books to me, or books on my backlist of TBR, not really focused on rereading books, so I'm not that mad about it. I think I did pretty well. I'm happy with everything that I did, because even if I didn't accomplish said goal, the progress that I made on it speaks enough for me that I was trying and I made an effort, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself just for trying. I'm not a big participation trophy girly, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort. I admire the effort. I know effort takes effort, and we're all just trying our best, and our best changes every day, so good job, Chey. Everything that you did, I'm very proud of you. Especially because my priorities change so much throughout the year, from the start of the year to the end of the year. And my conditions, my economic conditions, my physical condition, all of that changed so much throughout the year that the fact that I was able to accomplish as much as I did is amazing. And now let's get into my goals for 2024. I don't have a ton of the best me versus worst me structured goals so far of this, so I'll go over those first. Starting off, we're doing it again. Electric Boogaloo, baby. 300 albums, best me versus worst me, only 50. I think that's doable. I think I just need to make better use of my time in order to accomplish it. I'm already more than halfway to 50, so second month of the year, I'm already about to beat the worst me, so I think it's doable. Best me, 10 shows versus 1 show. Yeah, I only upped the worst me by 1 count. I just love going to shows. I think 10 is pretty doable. I have a goal of wanting to reach 50 total shows seen by my 25th birthday. I have 5 more shows to go before I hit 50, and I got 4 months. I got 4 months to see 5 shows to hit 50 before my birthday. Can I do it? I already have 3 shows lined up, maybe 4. I need a 5th one. Who's gonna be my 5th? Best me, travel anywhere, literally anywhere, hopefully outside of the state, versus just stay home, worst me. As long as I travel somewhere and have new experiences and new fun times, I'm gonna count that as a win. But I really, ideally, best me would be, travel out of the country, travel out of the state, just travel somewhere away from home. Best me, declutter 50 items versus worst me, declutter only 5. Again, I'm just trying to focus on decluttering and just keeping my life cleaner and neater. Best me, write 150k words versus worst me, write 10k. Yeah, I'm up in the stakes. When I saw that 470,000, I was like, yeah, we can go up. We can go up. But I'm also trying to be realistic, because I'm going to put more work and more effort into my YouTube channel this year, I'm hoping, plus actual, gigs outside of here, freelancing gigs I have, and going to shows. So I may not be writing as much. I don't want to set the 500k bar too high. Maybe one day I will. But for now, I want to keep it somewhat of a stretch, but also still realistic. So 150k, going up from 100 to 150k. And I also upped the worst me to be fair. Because if I'm going to up the best me, I want to up the worst me as well. Just to put a little bit more of a challenge on it. And a newcomer into the challenge, best me, do 3 new things that scare me versus stay afraid. No real parameters here. I want to try more things that make me nervous or scare me or intimidate me, and they don't actually have to be fearful things, as in I have to go skydiving or something. Angel, I'm not going skydiving. Stop. I'm not going. You know the parameters. Angel wants to take me skydiving. She's like, oh, you love it. Listen, I don't want to. I've told her the condition is that if one of the members of Beartooth agrees to go, I will go. But that's never gonna happen, so I'm not going. What I really mean by do 3 things that scare me, it's a pretty wide parameter. Just anything that I feel nervous about or a little bit scared about, like crowd surfing. Try it. 'Cause why not? Or, going to an event that I may be the only one there, and it's oh, it's kind of weird, do I want to go by myself? It makes me nervous, I'm kind of scared to do it by myself. Going and doing it anyway. That counts. So trying 3 new things that scare me or intimidate me versus just being afraid and not taking chances. Really trying to embody my why not lifestyle. And that's pretty much it for the best me versus worst me goals. I didn't really have a worst me set for books. I want to try and read 100 books this year. So I guess a worst me could be read 10 or something, but I know I'm going to read more than 10. I'm already at 9, so. And since the other goals that I'm going to talk about are just kind of your standard, flat out, this is the goal, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my other reading goals, since we just talked about the reading goal. Some reading things I want to do. I want to read 100 books, like I said. I really, really want to read 3 poetry, 3 nonfiction. I want to emphasize 1 on a subject that I don't care about or intimidates me. Probably something along the lines of medical or economics. I want to finish a series. I have so many series that I've started and have not yet finished. I want to finish a series. Bonus points if I finish 5 series. I want to finish 5 door stoppers, which is 4 to 500 page plus books. I really, really want to read 80% of my own TBR. Like a lot of people, I have a lot of TBR that I have not read, that I've had for years, that's just been sitting on my shelf, so I really want to prioritize reading this TBR. I want to prioritize reading 80% of it. I know that's a lot, but I want to shoot for the moon. I have a new structure that I'm trying out, which has been pretty fun so far, and this kind of goes along with the read 80% of own TBR. It's kind of trying to make sure that I don't keep adding to my TBR. It's for every 5 books that I read, I can buy one. Or for every book I trade or donate, I can get one. Or if I read 10 from the library, I can buy a book. This way, I make sure that there's a steady in and out from my shelves, hopefully, instead of just coming in and in. Gifted books don't count. Books that I'm buying for myself. I want to try extreme horror. I don't know, just seems fun. I want to participate in a readathon, which I'm already going to be doing this month. I'm doing Jante's Inferno. Love you, Jan. Jan's channel in the description below because I love her so much. And then at least one BIPOC author a month. Ever since I started getting more into BookTube, I realized how woefully uneducated I am on, or like, I shouldn't say uneducated. Ever since I've gotten deeper into BookTube, I've realized how uninformed I am about the diversity of BIPOC authors and the literature that is out there, and I've been doing better in these past few years because I wasn't really a reader. I got off of reading until these past few years. And you can always educate yourself more, you can always learn more and try to do better, and that is what I'm trying to do. A lot of my books are old on my TBR, and a lot of them are white authors, I believe, which is fine, but I also do want to explore other literature out there. I want to explore diverse stories, diverse opinions, diverse experiences, and I want to support BIPOC authors. And checking out and finding new YouTubers like Allison Pages and Jan have really helped me to diversify my reading taste, have helped me discover some new great authors, some new great stories, and I really, really want to prioritize at least one BIPOC author a month. I want to do more than that, but I want to make sure I'm doing at least one a month this year. And I'm proud to say that actually my first read of the year was a BIPOC author, so we're starting off strong. I also want to read 10 classics. I read a bunch of classics last year. I want to keep that vibe going this year. I also want to finish Vonnegut's bibliography. If you don't know, I'm just reading Vonnegut's main bibliography for fun. No real reason. I just thought it would be fun. So I would love to finish up his biography, or his bibliography, because I'm halfway through it. I think that I can finish it up this year. I would also love to try to finish Hemingway's main bibliography, because he doesn't have quite as much as Vonnegut in his main bibliography, so I think that I can do it because I've already read a couple. So I'd like to try and shoot for that as well. That's all for my reading goals. Some other general goals that I have for the rest of this year have rolled over from last year, so I want to finish my rewatch of Supernatural. I want to finish and annotate, reread all of Georg's books. That's the last reading goal, I'd say. Other goals that have rolled over: I want to finish another video game. And some of the last goals that I have for 2024, I want to travel to France and be with Julia, hang with my bestie Julia. She came over here last year. I want to go over there this year. And maybe we'll see Beartooth. Who knows? I want to try and listen to 300 new artists. If I'm listening to 300 albums, I want to try and listen to 300 new artists. It doesn't mean I have to listen to 300 new albums by those 300 new artists. It can just be a song. I just want to listen to 300 new artists. And lastly, I want to get 2 more tattoos. I have a lot of ideas for tattoos. I love tattoos. I want to get some more, so my goal is to get 2 more for this year. I think I can do it. Especially if I have the rest of the year to do it, and with flash events and stuff like that. So, that's all the goals. That's the wrap up for 2023 and some of my goals for 2024. I'm sure throughout the year I'm going to evolve in what goals that I want to prioritize, what I want to focus on, what I think I can do, and probably just add some more goals along the way. I also have another set of goals, which is 25 things I want to do before I turn 25. I'm not listing that in this video because that video was posted on my 24th birthday last year, so I'll link it where appropriate, and you can go check that out if you want. It's just 25 things I want to do before I turn 25, or at least try to. So those are also included in my goals for this year, even though they really only apply to the first 6 months of this year before I turn 25. Anyway, that's all the goals. It's been a wild year. It's been a wild 2023. 2023 was honestly one of the best years of my life, and also one of the worst years of my life. It had so many highs and so many lows. It's just, I can't even get into it because it's just so intricate and crazy. I feel like it was that way for a lot of people, but mainly I hope that you had a good year. I hope it wasn't one of the worst years of your life. I hope that a lot of good things happened to you last year. Or if you're like me and a lot of bad things happened to you last year, I hope that this year makes up for it. I hope you have an amazing time this year. I hope some of your wildest dreams come true, and then dreams that you didn't even think that you could comprehend in a good way come true, and more. I hope you have a lot of great experiences that blow last year out of the water. What were some of your goals for 2023? Did you accomplish them? Did you blow them out of the water? Are you rolling some of them over to 2024? What's some of your 2024 goals? Let me know down below. As for right now, though, that's going to be it for me. I hope that this year is full of good things. It's getting off to a great start so far. I hope it stays that way. I hope that this year is just not one of the worst years of my life. I hope it continues to be one of the best and just, you know, on up from here. Just good vibes, speaking, manifesting some of the best things into existence. Right now, I am manifesting this is going to be one of the best years of my life. I am manifesting that some of my wildest dreams are going to come true, and I'm manifesting that for you too. We are going to do amazing things. We're going to have amazing luck. Great things are going to happen to us. We're going to have great times, good memories, great food, great music, great friends, great times all around. It's going to happen for us. We're going to have a great time. So that's it for now. I'm going to go. I'm going to get some lunch. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around another year if you've been here a year. Thanks for checking out this video if you're new here. Thanks for any amount of time you've spent with my chaos and here in general. Thank you. I really do appreciate it more than you know. And if you ain't heard it from anyone else today, I love you. Love and peace. Bye!